Alright, so I suppose this is the Dumbrella panel, and since I'm standing up here and we don't have a moderator, I think we're going to go question driven. So you can ask, you can basically ask whatever the hell you want. Okay? I'm Rich, I draw diesel sweeties. That's John, he draws goats. And we have Meredith, who draws octopus pot. We have Sam, who draws exploding dog. And we have Andy, who draws creatures in my head and makes little sexy toys that you can insert.
Not sexy.
Oh. And on the end, we'll be coming in later, is MC Frontalot, the official rapper penny arcade.
So that's why you guys are here.
Yeah. He, I think, has a spare bed tonight. So I suppose we'll start with questions. I recognize most of you guys, so I imagine you're all fairly literate and able to ask complete sentence questions. Oh, we have fancy people. Okay, who wants to start? Your hand is up. You're in.
It is.
Stand up and yell.
Ah!
See, he's been conditioned by the American educational system.
All right, so I'm Michael Blockster, Circle versus Square. Anyway, so as a pixel comic, Diesel Sweeties, how did you have to work to overcome any stigmas that were associated with pixel comics?
Is there a stigma?
I believe so.
Yeah, there's a huge stigma amongst people who aren't very smart and wouldn't buy comic books anyway. I don't know. I see it as more of a filtering system. If you don't like the art, you'll remember it, and if you come back for the writing, you will eventually get used to it, but you won't forget it. But that's stigma. I don't waste time on stigma. Who else? Fire. That was a good question. I think you yelled that a lot.
Hey. What are some comics that are not maybe as popular as your guys' comics that you guys like in particular and want to, take this opportunity to promote?
It'd be much easier to pick comics that are more popular than that.
I don't know about those.
Don't lean into a mic and answer. I'm not going to answer. I'm shutting up.
Oh, me?
Any of you?
I used to read a lot more webcomics. I don't read that many anymore because I'm busy making them. So I don't have any that probably aren't represented up here that are on my daily trawl at this point. You need anyone?
Yeah, I like Kate Beaton, who does the but she does these really great historical satire, mostly Canadian politics, and she does a lot of Tesla.
She's a history major, right?
I would assume so, yeah. But anyway, it's very funny. Kate Beaton.
I don't have an answer to that. I'll just yell. It's easier. You can all hear me, right?
Yeah.
Good. I like We the Robots.
That's really
Yeah.
I'm sure it's probably more popular than all of us. But
Did any of you guys ever read his original strip? He used to do a syndicated strip called Feet of Clay. Do you guys even remember that?
Which he quit because he hated being in that business.
I want. It's just great to see that people who were not finding the success that they wanted in syndication are now seeing that the web is a viable alternative.
Well, it's a more viable alternative.
Yeah, it certainly is. You can definitely speak to that.
I think your hand was up first.
Going off the Feet of Clay thing, could you tell us about choosing to go from web to print and then canceling print and going back to web exclusively?
How much time you got and how many swears can I use?
There are people under 18 in the audience.
Yeah, there aren't. There aren't.
I've been surviving off the website for about 6 years. So when I was offered the opportunity to be in papers, it seemed cool. It was cool actually. It was a learning experience. And I took it to see what would happen, which is ultimately the market is fairly depressed. And like he was saying, there was a lot more resistance to pixel art and video gaming kind of things in a more mature market, with older readers like newspapers, where there aren't any. Somebody has to die for there to be Rome.
And even then, it's not a guarantee.
And it's actually, you get there's a 1 in 10 shot that if somebody dies, that slot will open up. So, and it just, I don't know, I was doing twice as much work and it wasn't really helping the quality of life. I'm just looking forward to doing my own thing again. But it's really nice because now if anybody else gets such a deal, they hopefully will email me and they'll get a perspective that isn't all gold and magic. But it was fun though. It was like going to grad school. You work a real lot and you don't get paid. but it's
That there aren't?
That there were. Anti-machinist bias. Speciesism.
Has any of us not drawn a robot?
Mineralism. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody here except Meredith and Andy are robot-centered.
And you're working on yours for next week, right?
What I want to know is, why doesn't every comic in America have a scroll in it? Oh, right, because they couldn't wrap up their storyline correctly. Who else has a question? Scott.
Now, as long as most people now have monitors that can handle millions of colors, do you think there are any aesthetic reasons to like stick with the holy 256?
I don't. So, I think you guys. I mean,
No, it's useless.
yeah.
It's not going to come out right anyways. And
Yeah.
I still tailor my GIF images just because I like the kind of texture it gives to them.
There are people under 18 here.
Stuff that sort of make them compress
Do
it
they?
nicely.
I think the only reason I would do it is just to save bits if your if your comic's real big and you want to download quicker.
But the thing is, though, usually, I mean, when I export to a PNG, I can get the file down to 8K, keep it under 256 colors total, but you have 16 million to choose from to make those 256.
Well, you're always kind of unique because you know that yours are always going to compress.
Yeah, well, I'm lucky. I can get a whole joke into 6K.
60.
I've got it down to 3.6. Most efficient. It may not be fun. Is that baby? Oh, is that Murder Baby? Under 18. Murder Baby.
Very under 18.
Him? I'm sorry. For yesterday. Okay, who else is up? Who else has questions? Come on. I'm going to ask questions.
Okay, go for it.
John, do you have any questions?
Tell us what an average day for a web cartoonist is.
An average day for a web cartoonist that only does web comics, or an average day for a web cartoonist that's responsible for shipping all your t-shirts?
I like
Well, I
How
don't know.
about
I
compare and
mean,
contrast?
most of us probably are up by 9 or so in the morning on average, and we go until around 2 to 3 at night, with a pretty good dinner break in there somewhere. What do you guys do? How do you start your days? I have no idea what Adam's a dad, and John's a dad, and Andy and Meredith and I are not dads. Meredith actually will never be a dad. Like, what do you guys do in the morning? Do you get up on the internet and look at porn, or?
I wake up and work from 7 to 1, and then watch my kids, and then if I have an email and stuff, I'll do it at night.
So you can really get up
I
and
do like
discipline
proper
it.
work between like 7 and 1.
Do you shut like the internet off like some of us do, or are you just not tempted?
I'm not really tempted.
Okay. Sam is unique though in that he was actually able to drop like a pack a day smoking